Today, we're going to take a look at an educational model that's all about changing the game for AuDHD children. You know, kids who have both autism and ADHD. If you're a parent, this is really for you. We want to paint a really clear and honestly hopeful picture of the future your child can have. We're talking about a shift from just barely surviving the school day to absolutely flourishing. Does this question just hit a little too close to home? You see how brilliant your child is. You see their creativity, the incredible, unique way they look at the world. But you also see the struggle, the exhaustion, the sheer amount of effort it takes them just to make it through a system that, let's be honest, wasn't built for them. You are so not alone in this, and it is not your child's fault. This image, wow, it really shows what's going on under the surface. In a typical school setting, an AuDHD child's nervous system is basically on high alert 24/7. All their mental energy, all that incredible brain power, it isn't going towards learning or being creative. Nope. It's being completely hijacked by the constant need to manage threats and overwhelming sensory input. That's exactly what we mean by survival mode. Okay, so let's break down exactly why this happens, because understanding the why is really the first step to finding a solution that actually works. And it all starts with the very unique, very specific wiring of the AuDHD brain. So imagine this constant tug of war happening inside your own head. The autistic part of the brain is saying, I need predictability, I need routine, that's how I feel safe. But at the exact same time, the ADHD part is yelling, I'm bored, I need something new, give me some stimulation. Trying to navigate the world with those two totally opposite drives, I mean, can you imagine how incredibly exhausting that would be? So when that exhaustion just gets to be too much day after day, the brain does something brilliant. It's called structural dissociation. And this isn't a disorder, not at all. It's an incredibly intelligent survival strategy. The personality actually splits to protect itself. One part, the apparently normal part, puts on a mask and handles school and daily stuff. Meanwhile, other emotional parts get kind of walled off, holding on to all that unprocessed fear and pain. And what's the result of all that? Masking. Masking becomes the full-time, unpaid job of that apparently normal part. It's this conscious, dreaming, moment-by-moment performance of trying to act normal just to feel safe and to hopefully maybe fit in. But it comes at a huge cost to a child's energy and, most importantly, their real, authentic sense of self. Okay, so if the core problem is a system that's always stuck in survival mode, then the solution has to start with one thing: creating profound, undeniable safety. This is the absolute mission of the Sincerity school model. Let's dig into how they actually do it. It's all built on three simple but really powerful pillars. First up, nature. Getting your hands and feet in the dirt, on the grass, it literally grounds the body's electrical system. It calms the nervous system right down. Second, movement. And this isn't about just burning off energy. It's about the body generating clear, organizing information for the brain. It's like telling the brain, hey, we're here, we're okay. And third, rhythm. Predictable routines are a lifesaver because they conserve so much precious mental energy. That energy can then be used for learning, not just coping. And this right here, this slide gets to the absolute heart of their philosophy: care over curriculum. What that means is they prioritize the health of a child's nervous system over everything else. Why? Because they get a fundamental truth. You can't force a dysregulated kid to learn. It just doesn't work. Real academic learning is a natural byproduct. It's what happens on its own when a child finally feels safe, regulated, and connected. Now, the scientific goal here is to help a child get into their ventral vagal state. I know, it's a technical term, but it's super important. Just think of it as the opposite of fight or flight. It's the brain's green light zone. It's the biological state of safety and connection, where, and only where, learning, creativity, and healing can actually happen. Everything about the school's environment is designed to get a child into that state. So once that foundation of safety is solidly in place, the real journey can finally begin. It's a path that leads away from that fragmented self we saw earlier and toward an integrated, whole person. Let's take a look at how that process actually unfolds. The first thing to know is that this journey is not a straight line. It's not about grade levels. Instead, it's this really fluid progression through different stages of being. A child moves through these stages based on what their nervous system needs, not how old they are. The whole focus is on rebuilding connection, starting from the inside and working its way out. And the stages just make so much sense, right? It all starts with connection to self. That's where the child relearns how to trust their own body, their own gut feelings, their internal signals. And only when that's stable do they gently move to connection to others, where they start to develop social skills from a place of genuine safety. And then finally, they progress to connection with the world when they're truly ready to share their unique gifts. So, what's the ultimate goal of this entire journey? It's one word: integration. It's all about healing that split we talked about earlier. It's helping that masking part of the personality reconnect with those hurt, exile parts so that a single, authentic, whole self can finally blossom. So, what does this look like at the end of the day? What are the qualities of a young person who has gone all the way through this process? Okay, this is where it gets really exciting. Let's look at the outcome: the integrated self. This single image just says it all. I mean, look at this. On the left, you have the child we started with, fragmented, in survival mode, their light dimmed. And then on the right, you have the outcome: an integrated, whole, and radiant person who is genuinely ready to engage with the world from a place of strength and authenticity. The transformation is just incredible. And this integrated self has some truly extraordinary abilities that emerge. The first is what the school calls the 10th intelligence. Basically, it's the ability to weave together all different kinds of intelligence: body intelligence, spatial, logical, emotional. They can see the big picture, the complex, interconnected systems, while most people are just stuck looking at simple, disconnected lists. It's a true superpower for innovation and problem solving. The second gift that emerges is something called metacognitive attunement. Remember that hypervigilant brain? The one that was always scanning for threats? Well, that survival skill gets repurposed. It's transformed from a threat detection system into this high-fidelity radar for seeing patterns in everything: in themselves, in other people, in whole systems, and seeing it all with deep empathy and clarity. So, when you boil it all down, it is a fundamental, life-altering shift. Before, life was organized around just managing threats. Masking was the price of admission for any kind of connection, and what they felt inside and what was happening outside were totally out of sync. Now, life is organized around their own inner values and needs. Authenticity isn't a luxury, it's non-negotiable. And maybe for the first time ever, the world outside finally aligns with the world they feel inside. And it all comes down to this beautiful, guiding principle. This was never about fixing a child. It's about creating the right conditions so they can heal themselves, so they can learn to trust their own inner knowing, and so they can finally let their unique light shine. It's a journey from just surviving to truly, authentically glowing.